out for lunch, walk around, and looks like Azra's going to be off somewhere. I got the spray paint gun going there. Now what do I do over here? Don't know what that one is. But yeah, okay, so spraying the windows again with the spray gun. Hopefully not spraying the air compressor again. But yeah, don't know what they're making here. Oh yes, I do. That's the doors for the lock-up cupboards. One on. Oh, good. I know. I had the machine running earlier to make a mix, so presumably they mixed a batch of render. I don't think they've done the concrete for the path down the end yet. I'll go and have a look, see. Rain shelter, just in case. I mean, the weather does look like it could be useful to have a bit of shelter. So it would have been concrete mixed for the benches. So we've done the big one at the end, and they've got a good start on the 60 centimetre bench. So didn't quite have enough to get to the end. So I'll go a bit closer and show you just the extent of the reinforcement. So there it is, it's fairly solid bar. All those intersections are wired together. And there's two layers, what, about 10 centimetres apart. Maybe 8. That's going to be a 15 to 16 centimetre thick bench top. There's been more clean up in the toilet cubicle, so it must be getting closer to actually having something done. Well, it's the evening walk around and it's a bit dull. It's 5:30, normally it's a bit brighter at this time, but the batteries in the solar off-grid system got fully charged today, so that was good. So here's the start of the fish processing facility out the front here. Yeah, it'll all come clear later what that's all about. It's a bit dull, so you can't see that they've actually finished the concrete in the bench along the south wall. I had a look in the toilet cubicle and there's still no render on the walls in there. So I think they're doing everything else first. Truck turned up with more bags of cement. There is no end to it. This is a sheet of steel, 12mm steel. So I'm guessing this is what the plates for the crane trolleys are supposed to be fabricated out of. I thought that was going to be done for us. I thought that's what Azra's contacts came to get details about. Well, hopefully they'll take this away and machine it into the right pieces. We'll see. Well, looks like render's made it all the way to the end, and you'll note that the water level has dropped. That would be evaporation because it was sunny today. Amazing. This would be the bits that are chipped off the floor in the inside the building, and extraneous bits and pieces of cement waste. And I swear those bits of green up the other end are growing rapidly. Just a little bit left of the south wall to do, and these columns on the south side, and then the rain gutter up there. I'm sure they'll get on this eventually, the water tank. Well, it's 8 o'clock in the morning and it's so dull out that the solar input on the panels is 0. Fortunately, we're still at about 47% charge, so we'll be okay until it lightens up a bit. But these guys are mostly working undercover now, so a bit of rain won't hurt them too much. So reached the stage of mixing render in the wheelbarrow. And as for mixing concrete, don't know, maybe. Probably use the machine to mix concrete if they get to that stage. It's not raining terribly hard. I'm not seeing many spots there, so I'll go for a wander. It's interesting because I'm not seeing spots of water on the puddle, but I'm hearing drops of rain on the roof. This is confusing. I'll go and see if I get rained on. Looks like we're getting ready to work on the south rain gutter. Not sure when we're going to work on the top of this. Looks like we're doing more refining work on the windows, but I thought they'd been done before. Oh, well, at least he's got something to stand on now. The work has begun on the toilet cubicle at last. Now that's interesting. They put a step down in the service pit. I don't know what that's for. I swear you can just about see that vegetation on that path up there growing. It's amazing. It's an after lunch walk around and it's fine and sunny, so the batteries will be well charged. I asked and I found out what this bit was about. It's purely for aesthetics. They're going to put one of these things on it. Seems needless to me, but oh well, there you go. Well, that's a worry. They're breaking in pipes. That's not good. Yeah. Oh well. Hopefully they know what they're about. So a temporary power cable has been strung from the back of Liz's house, his patio. That's only 1.5mm cross-section wire, so that's not going to be sufficient for my needs. I need to have 6mm, 6 square millimetre cross-section, because later on we're going to have the capability of pulling 5,000 watts across that. So that's where we're at, and it's getting warm, so I'm heading back to a cool room. There's only 3 windows here now, so I'm thinking that the other 2 are probably down at the shed. And we have the gate and just like the 2 doors in a frame to go in one of the lock-up cupboards. Afternoon walk around, about 5 o'clock. It's dull again, but it was bright enough during the day to get to 100% charge, so all good. Not that much rain today. Let's go closer and see what we can learn. I can already see that they haven't put the bolt cutters away out of the rain. It's likely to come. We have window grills in the front 2 windows, as expected. I wonder how they're fixed in. Okay, they've drilled metal rods into the concrete. So they've probably concrete route, but they've drilled a hole, put that in there, and then welded the frame to it. So that's fixed in place. That should be solid enough. And we still have 2 columns and the back rain gutter to work on here. And the shed, and the tanks. The rest of the shed seems to be done. I should go back and have a look at what they've done with the toilet cubicle. Okay, they've moved the waste point pipe for the toilet back towards the wall, which makes a lot of sense because it was going to be a long way out from the wall. That's good. Yeah. Still looking forward to seeing progress on this beyond clean up. So this looks like the waste from the floor and the inside the shed. The bits and pieces of concrete that chipped off, rubbish out of the service pit and so forth. Hopefully the rubbish will be cleaned out of that. Well, it's morning and as usual it's rained overnight. So let's go and see what's changed since last night. Debang's removing the formwork from underneath the benches. And by the fact that we see legs there, I'd say that they're working on the south rain gutter. See what else we can see outside. There's still rendering going on. They're rendering the east face of the east fence. And the rice paddy has been planted. In fact, all the rice paddies look to have been planted. It's after lunch. It's bright and sunny, so I'm sure we'll get fully charged today. Yeah, let's see what's happened since the morning. I guess there's one difference. They've moved their shelter around to do the rendering around there now. Well, I'm not seeing the expected progress out here. These columns and the rain gutter just look to be left alone. Instead they're doing the fence, which I think is somewhat unnecessary. But Jubaedah tells me it makes it last longer because it makes it harder for the mould and stuff to invade it. I'm yet to be convinced. You can see now they're starting to lay out the plumbing for the fish processing bench. The idea is that there'll be these T-pieces here with taps plugged in. Actually I might go and get those so that they're on hand and they know what they're trying to plumb for. Well, it's an afternoon walk around and it's fine and sunny, so it's going to be hot standing out here. It's apparent that more sand has been delivered. This is being tidied up nicely. No doubt the same thing will happen with these. Can't say as I've seen any progress on the outside here. Don't know what they're up to. I was thinking that perhaps what I should do is have the tanks painted black. That way we'd have warm water. One way of managing that. Yeah, it's morning and I think perhaps I just need to start noting when it hasn't rained because you can see the puddles. Hello, Rudy. Yeah, well, they're still working on render over the back there apparently, and it looks like we may be getting our post high here. Or no, he's just dressing up the post we do have. I want that to be much higher before it's useful. Yeah, dressing up the underside of the front rain gutter still. Let's go and see what else is happening. Now we're on to small batch manual mix. We're going to get a central support wall in there, that's good. It's all coming along inside. Still seeing no progress in the toilet cubicle. Looks like the concrete waste has been distributed a bit more on the footpath. I wonder if that's all that's going to happen or whether we'll get a layer of concrete over that later. And there's work on the rear columns, south columns. It's after lunch and it's bright and sunny. So, yeah, good charge today. So work continues on the benches and prep for the wall for tiling. The idea is to give it some texture so that the whatever's behind the tile is going to have something to grab to. There's still water pouring out of here. It seems to never stop. Okay, I guess he's lowering the surface to make room for concrete. That'd be my guess. Looks like we're on the home stretch with the front rain gutter. Well, it's the after dinner walk around and it's so bright I can't see the screen in the back of the camera. So I won't know whether things are in focus or not. Oh, well, I can see. Way down the distance. There's Daddy doing some farming. Let's go and have a look. Fish processing bench has had some work done. A bit of tiling has happened. So we've got some holes in the tiles ready for laying a pipe in here. So we'll see how it turns out. So the solid bench is looking pretty good. They just need to tidy up that centre support. Render that on both sides. These others are coming along. The edges seem a little bit narrow, but never mind. That was what I specified. Does give room to walk between the bench and the columns. Still yet to observe any progress in the toilet cubicle. Dressing up of the surface of the front rain gutter appears to be completed. Okay, we're getting progress on the columns. Not far to go with those by the look of it. Still yet to see any work on the south face of the southern rain gutter. It's been warm and sunny, so that's why all the water has evaporated off the path here. And yeah, they're not looking as wet as they were either. So it looks like we're getting rocky fill and rocks in the rest of the path here. So I'll get concreted eventually. When you look at it, it's a pretty impressive garden shed. Well, there's still some of the sand left out the front, and it's inevitable sooner or later there'll be more rocky fill. Hopefully this is the last. It's Sunday morning, so let's see what's happening. This rendering seems to be a never-ending process. I swear that's a never-ending process too. There's always water trickling out of that tank. Well, we've started on the southern rain gutter at last, and they're working on the back of the fence as well. And working on a column here, so lots of people working on rendering. There's coming to an end to it eventually. So more rendering. This time it's the rendering of the supports for the benches and the benches themselves. I swear it just keeps getting worse down the rubbish pit. Service pit. And we're ready for a bit of plumbing. I've been trying to guess what this batch of steel here is for, and the only thing I can think of is for reinforcement in the additional 5 centimetre thick layer they're going to put on the floor of the shed. I can't think anywhere else we've got a need for for reinforcement. That's all I can think of. Anyway, we're getting long enough that I think I'll edit this down and do another upload.